Hi, this is Corey Main, right here, and you were watching a short video outlining the different methods that I came up with for generating stereoscopic renders directly from After Effects that I had to use on Pixar's latest feature, Cars 2. So I was given these incredibly complicated compositions by Andy Jimenez, who was the designer of the entire end credit sequence and was tasked with converting them into stereo. So one method that I reused from Ratatouille 3D was to group all of the foreground, midground, and background elements and parent those to nulls, which were then parented to a master null, which had an expression that would shift everything downstream exponentially whenever I slid the x-axis avar. So you get this left to right eye shift, um, as you see here. Usually anything with text we like to keep at midground with no shift. So there's no shift in the midground, but there is in the foreground and background, just a few pixels. Okay, so the second method that I used for the more complicated scenes where the camera is zooming through 3D cities is to actually create a stereo cam from the main cam within After Effects. To my knowledge, this has never been done on a feature stereo film before, which is kind of cool. So I took the original comp, which was my left eye comp, duplicated that, and made it my right eye comp. So I went in and I duplicated my scene camera and made it my right eye camera and deleted all the keyframes. Then I parented the right eye camera to a null, which acts as my stereo camera fixture, if you will. This determines my interocular distance, as you see here, which I can also keyframe. Then I parented the null back to the main cam, so all of the actual camera movement is still mimicked, but with the added shift that the null is delivering. So those controls made it easy. Camera parallax was incorrect when you do this originally, so what you have to do is account for that and actually pre-comp the entire image and shift it a little bit to the right to determine where you actually want your screen depth to be. Then you put that back into your original comp, and this is my resulting shift. So you see that screen depth is just a little bit behind the postcard now, which is where I wanted it to be, and we have a nice shift in the background there, looking down at the city of the bulldozers chasing Lightning McQueen. So the third technique that I used was to actually create a displacement map. For instance, we needed this globe to look 3D, so I created a simple spherical gradient here, used the displacement map filter for the globe layer right here, and mapped my gradient onto it, used the alpha, and only shifted it horizontally. And this was the resulting shift, so it looks nice and spherical. So I ended up using one of three or all three in combination with each other for the final result of the Cars 2 end credits in stereo. That was a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, and I can't wait to be put to the test once again.